Hi, I'm here at a place called El Retiro, and it's a retreat center. I've been here for a couple days for a contemplative prayer retreat, and we have been working with a theme called Beauty in Brokenness. And sometimes I really hate the broken places in my life. I don't know about you, but I've got a lot of them, and God's been working on them in me for years. I don't always understand what He's doing. Sometimes I get frustrated, I get impatient, but God is taking those jagged pieces that don't make any sense to me, and He's fitting them together to do something beautiful in my life. And we've been making collages to help us as we reflect on this idea and how God's working in our lives. And you'll see a picture of my collage here on my blog page. And in my collage, you'll see at the bottom, there's a row of smooth stones, or green and blue stones, and for me that represents God's love in my life. It's like God's love is a river that's holding me up. And much like you have to have some trust to let go when you're in the water, in order to fall back and trust that the water is going to hold you up so that you can float, the same thing is true in my life with God. I have to trust God enough to know that if I can relax into His presence, His love is going to hold me up and support me, and He does. And the broken, jagged pieces that are just above those smooth stones on my collage, that represents me. That's my life. And my life has all kinds of yucky things in it, but together, God weaves those together, and it's as though He's forming a container with those broken pieces. Like that passage says, we have this treasure in clay jars. Well, I'm a clay jar. I've got broken pieces. But as God fits those together, that container of my life is able to hold the brokenness and the beauty of Christ. And the water that's gushing up out of those broken pieces on my collage, it's made up of many jagged pieces that represent the brokenness of Christ in me. And together, His brokenness fits together to form new life, to bring me life in my life, and to overflow for others. And the passage that we've been using to help us reflect on this idea comes from 2 Corinthians 4, 7 to 11, and here's what it says. It says, "But we have this treasure in clay jars, so that it may be made clear that this extraordinary power belongs to God and does not come from us. We are afflicted in every way, but not crushed, perplexed, but not driven to despair, persecuted, but not forsaken, struck down, but not destroyed, always carrying in the body the death of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus may also be made visible in our bodies. For while we live, we are always being given up to death for Jesus' sake, so that the life of Jesus may be made visible in our mortal flesh." So even though you and I both have broken pieces in our lives today, God wants to use those broken places to bring beauty so that the life of Christ can be present in us and can overflow to bring life to those around us. And may you experience that life-giving presence of Christ today.